Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Aurora and here I am to deliver you the weekly intuitive energy update for the week of June 9th to 13th. So hello and welcome. If you are new here, I'd really like to hear from you. Let me know. Let me know how you resonate with the message. I'd really like to start focusing on building a community and bringing us together. So I have a group that I have on Facebook that I'm going to start being more active in, and it's called Discover the True You. So I'm going to start focusing on bringing more activity into that group and really building a community and building a tribe and bringing like-minded people together that are ready to live from their heart space and have conscious connections. So yeah, I'm just kind of living from my heart space and letting it all flow out. So yeah, I'll link that below so that if you are interested, you can join. It's free. It's just a safe space for us to connect and grow and learn how we can liberate ourselves and again live more consciously. So yeah, I'm really excited to get that going. So welcome if you're new, and if you're not, still welcome. Let's dive right into it. There's a lot of completion energy again, mixed with that beginning energy than kind of being in the middle of it, if that makes sense. If you've been watching them, then it should make more sense, but even if not, then that's okay, because you'll understand what I'm going on about in a minute. So, okay, so I'm just going to start with this new moon that we have coming up on June 10th, okay? So it's new moon, it's in Gemini, so Gemini rules communication, duality, polarity. It's black and white, not gray, so it's one side or the other, right? But the communication will be really, really good because it's going to open us up to our authenticity and to our truth. The new moon is this energy for planting seeds. So this is the time where we want to slow down. This is the yin phase, right? And so we're going within and we're kind of planting our seeds of intention, and really listening, and setting intention for what it is that we want to bring into our life, as well as release from our life and move forward from. Okay, so this is kind of an energy and time where we're really being asked to embrace the change that we are and all have been experiencing, because now with everything that's been going on, it's about time that we create the new normal instead of everything just falling into how it's supposed to be, or how it is. Maybe not supposed to, but how all my external forces are going to indicate how my life is, whereas we are the creators of our reality. So we're going to take our power back and we're going to stand in our sovereignty and our divinity and speak up and create our reality so that we're liberated and conscious and free and able to make decisions, make our own free will decisions. So claim our free will back, realize our free will again, right? So yeah, it's going to be liberating, definitely. There'll be some heart energy, and I just did a deep swallow, so throat as well, right? So heart and throat energy, and they're very connected because it's I'm getting the message now that we're learning to speak our truth from our heart center, right? So it's funny because this theme came up for me back at the beginning of the year, and now we're halfway through, so it's interesting that this theme's coming up again. So speaking the truth from our heart center is going to be really, really important for us, because we're all yearning for that connection right now, that genuine, authentic connection. And if we can't have that connection with ourselves first, then we're not going to be able to experience it with other people, because how are you going to expect somebody to authentically show up for you when you're not authentically showing up for yourself, right? So yeah, just having all these awarenesses as this this new moon is passing through, and we're also having a solar eclipse. So I was watching some astrology videos before this, and one of the videos had said that the solar eclipse it represents like a new moon. So it's very interesting that we have this new moon and the solar eclipse. I mean, I don't know if, now that I'm saying it, I'm like, I don't actually know. Maybe that's like the time a solar eclipse happens. I'm not really sure, but after I said it, I was like, ooh. But anyway, point is it represents a full moon. That's what they were saying, but maybe that's because it is a full moon. I don't know, but, you know, maybe do some research on top of watching this, and you can let me know, because I'm here to learn and grow with you guys. And I think that's really the point of all of this, is just to bring us out on a level playing field and to really just say who wants to consciously evolve, and the people that are going to consciously evolve get to consciously evolve, right? So it's like it's everybody's choice is really going to become very clear. And also, okay, this is just coming through right now, there's going to be this energy around choice and around realizing where we have given our power away through unconscious choice. So, like, all the media, all the different programming societally, from your parents, like ancestral, the DNA structures that you have carried in your physicality, all of the different patterns and programmings, like, this is, you have the power to change your genetics, right? Because if you are interested in learning about the power of our mind and our beliefs and our biology, then Bruce Lipton is an amazing scientist and author, and he's dived into a lot of how the mind-body connection is and the power of our mind. So check out his Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton, and he talks all about how our mind and our beliefs create our reality and, like, literally our physicality. So basically, if we can program ourselves sick through our mind, through our thoughts, if we're so negative that we get ourselves sick, then we also have the potential and the power to create health and to be health and vitality and be in alignment with your highest and most highest potential self, right? So it's like, really just, that's going to be a really big eye-opener for people. So choice and free will, yeah, like, because it's beautiful. Once you really start letting go, and once you really start stepping into your power and taking control of your life and surrendering to the outcome and all these different things, then you actually get to experience flow state and to be in alignment with your heart space and with an energy that just kind of floats you through life. Like, that's not that far off. You just have to make different choices, right? So kind of obvious, but at the same token, like, this is the energy, right? This is the energy right now that is catalyzing us. So, like, if things are really hard right now, it's about realizing, oh shit, this is coming up because it's being asked to be cleared, or it's being just asked to be looked at, or whatever it might be. So it's like, sit with that, connect to yourself, understand why it's coming up, and basically move forward consciously from there. So it's just about, in every moment, realizing that each choice that you make is creating everything around you, right? Including your emotions, right? Actually, your emotions, as I release energy, your emotions are more powerful manifestors than your thoughts. So if we want to talk about thoughts creating reality, when we tap into our emotions, because that's our subconscious, when we can really deeply feel. And that's why, too, when people do visualization and different type of manifestation work, they focus on the feeling. They focus on, ooh, well, how am I going to feel? And what's it going to, not so much what's it going to look like, but how am I going to feel? You know, what is it? What am I doing and how does it feel, basically, right? And so that's the same. Like, if you can tap into your feelings, the power that's catalyzed from that energy is going to really push us forward, and it's really just as simple as, like, does this feel good or does this not feel good? and moving forward from there, from that. Like, am I choosing love or am I choosing fear? Does this feel good? Does this not feel good? You know, and in these moments, like, just making no over and over and over again. And then eventually you don't really have to ask yourself the questions because you just know. You're like, ah, no, don't like that. Oh yeah, I love that, you know? And so you're able to process things quicker. But first we have to train our body, our biology, in order to transform into these next level versions of ourselves, right? So we have to bring conscious awareness, and we have to keep asking these questions until we don't have to, like, as regularly. Like, you're still always going to be asking the questions to realign yourself, but it's like, it doesn't take as much effort once you really clean the gunk first, and then you're able to step more and more in an intimate alignment with your divine soul, with your purpose, with your contracts, with the people in your life, everything, right? So yeah, that was that really juicy channel there. So that solar eclipse, again, that's going to be on June 10th, okay? So have an awareness that on new moons and on full moons, this is a new moon coming, but on these basically like transition points in the moon phases, it affects us 3 days before, 3 days after, okay? So there's like a whole week energetically where this moon is affecting us, right? So have that awareness. Now, of course, it's going to peak on the 10th, but even now, like, it's the 7th today. So the 7th to the 10th, this is that 3 day before. So you're going to feel the energy building up, the crescendo, like everything that I'm going to be bringing through for you today is going to be very apparent, right? Come the middle of the middle of the week, sorry, and then after, it's going to drop off a bit energetically. Like, it's not going to feel so intense. You'll be able to, like, feel a relief because that's the energy dropping, going back down, okay? So that new moon energy is going to accelerate, and the solar eclipse energy in the next 3 days, because that's when the actual event is happening. So just have an awareness that it does affect us on both sides, and that you're not crazy, and that you just need to tap into your intuition, your feelings, your body, your environment, things that have happened recently maybe for you, you know, like, what are you processing? Like, you might be feeling a lot of density, a lot of emotions, a lot of confusion, and if you're not sitting and trying to like, understand what it is that you're going through and why, then you're just going to keep perpetuating that not knowing of why you're feeling what you're feeling. And that's when, you know, the anxiety and the depression and all these mental health concerns start coming up, right? Because we're not grounded in our body, right? We're not grounded in our purpose. We're not grounded in our reality. So we feel anxious, and then we feel depressed, and then we're worried, and then we're living from these places. And this energy that's coming through, it's like that communication, like speaking your truth from your heart center. Like, this is what's going to help transmute and release the energy. Because all it is, like, I was talking to a friend, and she was talking about how, wow, like, isn't it amazing that we can just talk and connect, and then whatever I was feeling or going through before, it's like it evaporates because I tell you about it and we talk about it, and then we figure it out, we shift our perspective, we find a different way to look at it, we surrender, we accept what is, and then move forward, right? Don't get attached to the outcome. And so we're able to transmute that energy, or maybe we can look at it and say, why are you feeling this? Let's look back in your life and see the pattern of this energy and understand, because right now, like, that's how you're going to release it. You release it by acknowledging it and looking at it and honoring it and loving it, and then moving forward, not by suppressing it, not looking at it, pretending like it's not there, so on and so forth, right? So yeah, like, that's kind of what we're being called to right now. So really, like, what seeds are you planting, and why? That's a good one. Why are you wanting what you want? Like, you know, like, really understand there's a long-term energy right now that we're dealing with. So, like, this is in the future. Like, this is, we're agreeing to things right now that are starting long cycles. So we want things that are sustainable. we want trust, we want authenticity, we want truth, right? So really like have your radar on for people in your life that don't align with your integrity. And start choosing to cut them out slowly, or at least retract, right? Like detach so that you're able to really connect to yourself and say, is this serving me? From a place of where guilt and shame and fear and judgment and all these different things aren't affecting you. Don't worry about feelings. Just really get honest and truthful, like with you. Like, don't worry about hurting other people's feelings, is what I mean, because you don't have to speak this truth, but you have to know the truth within. So that we really are focusing on, like, what is our truth? What is our belief? Whose beliefs are you thinking? Are you afraid of certain things? What are you afraid of and why? There's so many different things, right, in that way, where it's just about really observing what's coming up right now so that you can release it, let it go, transmute it, and integrate it. That's really what the key is integration. Okay, yeah, like up and out. That was one of my notes. It has to come up and out. Okay, that's a really, really, really big one. Follow your dreams. That's a really, really big one because, again, if we're keeping it inside and it's just ruminating and we're just, staying in our shit, then you don't rise above, you don't evolve. So you have to put the energy into shifting out of that energy. Okay? And take your power back and realize and learn creativity too. That was a really, really big one. Creativity. How are you being creative? Again, a friend asked, like, oh, how do I get creative? And I was explaining, like creativity it doesn't have to be painting or dancing or singing or art or anything like that. It's just like literally like, how are you choosing to perceive situations? How are you choosing to deal with situations? Like, it's like getting creative in every moment. You're feeling a negative feeling, like a dense feeling. You're like, oh, what's this? Why am I feeling this? Get curious. Have an innocent curiosity and wondering why you're feeling it instead of suppressing it and trying not to. Like, how am I going to get creative with dealing with this feeling? How am I going to get creative with living a life that's in alignment with me? How am I going to get creative? How am I going to get creative in all the ways, right? So, because if we're creating our reality, and we're not in constant creation, then we're not creating our reality, right? Reality is happening around us, right? So maybe not consciously creating, so consciously creating our reality. Because even if you're unconscious, you're still creating your reality, right? But it's about like really choosing, I want to step up and really be a conscious creator of my reality. Because, like, why not? Why not get everything that you want and everything that you deserve, right? So that's really this new earth energy that we're stepping into. We're finding the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Mom made blueberry tea. Oh my god. All right, let's see. What else do we have? Okay, so there is life purpose energy emerging as well. So it's like there'll be that confusion, there'll be the purging, there'll be the chaos, and this is where, you come out of the tunnel. So it's like you see the silver lining. This is where, we're deeply thinking about our lives and our relationships and our lessons, and we're in deep reflection. Really challenging situations are going to be coming up, and it's going to be like tough love situations, but you have the strength, you have the courage, you have the knowing, and so now you're just stepping into that, and it will be a perpetual cycle once you choose to release and let go of all the things, like, you know what it is that you have to let go of, and from here forward, it's about you choosing to rise above those lower frequencies, right? Because whenever you rise above the lower frequency, say this is your frequency and you rise above, and then this becomes your frequency, so you rise above, and you're constantly evolving, growing, and expanding, right? And within that, there's of course the contractions, right? Because it's in those moments where you are lost and you are confused and you don't know where to go, and you are being asked and invited to reconnect back to self, reconnect back to yourself, reconnect back to, you know, what it is that fills you. And if you don't know, then find out, right? Like if you're not sure, then it's time to get creative, right? It's time to really start like reacquainting with yourself and your past. Like a lot of like last week there was the lunar, what was it, a lunar eclipse, yeah, full moon lunar eclipse, that's what it was. So we had a full moon lunar eclipse, and that was all about purging, okay? And so, oh no, that was 2 weeks ago, sorry, 2 weeks ago we had that. And last week we had this energy that was kind of like in the Vesica Pisces, right? So it looks kind of like a Venn diagram, and this right here would be the birthing portal, and that's where new realities emerge, right? So it's like we were in that energy last week of like this in between from these two eclipses, while also entering through this portal, right? So it's like this portal from lower consciousness to higher consciousness. So you know, we're coming out of that calm now. I said it was the calm after the storm and the calm before the storm, because we were literally like in that calm where we had that storm and we're entering into another one. So even though people had a lot of like, you know, emotional turmoil, they had this sense of peace and calm and knowing, you know, that they're safe, that they're protected, that they're connected, right? And so this week, it's like just gaining deeper clarity on your life purpose, on your path, on what you're here for, on, you know, even just how to be happy as you, how to be happy with you, how to be happy with your life, with your reality, with all that, you know, composes you, all of it, the dark, the light, the gray, you know, all of you, and really coming to this space of unconditional love and honoring and honestly some reverence, some like deep gratitude and appreciation for everything that you've been through. Yeah, so again, like there will be the challenges, but it'll be like you'll have that strength and courage. So the tough level is really going to work on you because you're ready. You're just ready. You're ready. Like there's something in you that's like, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, right? Even though there's things you roll your eyes at and you don't really want to do, you're ready for this next chapter. Let's see. What else? Okay, yeah, so back to this mental energy. So this mental energy is under review, okay? So, like, our perception, again, I did already say this, but I'm just kind of going to go over these notes that I have here. Our perception and the stories that we're creating. Because there's a difference between truth and your truth, like the truth, your truth, my truth, you know, like all these, I don't know. Truth is subjective is the point, and I have my own story with that because I'm always one that's like, yeah, truth, 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 like always the truth, until someone once told me truth is subjective, but I've always been focused on the ultimate truth, so I was like, it's really not though, you know, like the ultimate truth isn't subjective. Till I started realizing all the different layers and dimensions of reality. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying, right? Like you're saying truth is subjective because, you know, you can be saying the same thing but from a different perspective, and they're both still right, you know? So it's like it all depends. And then we bring the human emotion into it, and then it's like a whole nother can of worms, right? So it's like when I say truth is subjective, yeah, it is, because we all see it from different lenses that we have as each individual consciousness, through our emotions, through our experiences, through our traumas, through, you know, the good things that happen, like through all these different things, right? So this is what paints our pictures for us, right? We keep it all here or here in the ethers, whatever, right? And so it's our perception and the stories that we're creating in our mind that is really getting revamped this week. Is like literally like, do you really mean that? Do you really want to say that? Is that really how you want to say it? Is that really how you want to move forward? You know, like a lot of questioning and a lot of really deep connection to self, so that we can really know what it is that we're manifesting and creating as we move forward. So we'll be in deep contemplation. We'll be reconsidering, reorganizing, reevaluating different aspects of our lives. And this will all be in the mental plane, because we are, like, as I was bringing up anxiety and depression before, like, a lot of us are going through a lot of mental struggles. And again, this comes back to birthing consciousness. So what happens when consciousness is expanding and growing, it has to be birthed into a new reality, which just means like emerge. It's just emerging into a new reality. And so, like, that's not always the best feeling, and that's why that confusion and chaos always leads us to our wisdom and clarity, because, you know, we have to learn what we don't want before we know what we want, right? So it's like, oh wow, I didn't like that experience, I really like that experience, oh I didn't like that, I didn't like that. Okay, so now that I had all these experiences, some that I liked, most of them I don't, like, what do you really want now? You know, what is it that's going to help you to live in alignment with a more fulfilling life? You know, it doesn't have to be happiness, if you will. It could be like, I really would like to go through the week and not, you know, have any days where I don't want to be here anymore. Or I want to have, you know, a bigger friend group. I really want to feel connection. I really want people that want me. I really want to be around people that support me and that love me. And I really want to support and love. You know, like, what is it that your heart is wanting and asking for, right? And really have that awareness around, like, if your self-talk is negative, like, you know, like, say you do want really good connection with people and to meet your tribe and live in alignment in that way, but you're not doing anything and you're just expecting it to come, well, then that's where the tough love is gonna be really tough, because you're just gonna feel really stagnant and really drained. There's like this energy of procrastination as well. And so it's like we're just building guilt around not doing what we're supposed to be doing. So if we just, you know, create a schedule, stick to the schedule, do a little bit at a time, take your breaks, do what you need, but make sure you're getting things done little by little. Like, I have a strawberry patch here, and I've been weeding it like for half an hour every day, and it's almost done now. And so it kind of is just something I get to just like enjoy and do, but now it's getting done, right? So it's not like, oh, I have to spend 3 hours one day pulling all the weeds. No, I just do it over like a week period, and it's done, and it's great, you know? Like, I get to actually enjoy it. I get to be present. My back's not hurting, you know, all the humaning of it all, right? Yeah, so really connecting with your mental energy. And I have here, you already know, you know? So it's like, you already know you. You know you better than anybody knows you, right? So it's like, reacquaint with yourself. That's all I'm here to do, is like ask the questions and invite the space for you to answer the questions. Like, literally, it's like, well, what does this mean to you? Why does that mean that? You know, like, I just am here to be inquisitive and ask you the questions and give you the knowledge and the information. And then it's your job to take that and to really dive deeper on your own journey of understanding your own life purpose, your own path, your own consciousness, your own mission, your own perspectives, so on and so forth, you know? Spiritual activations. That's the next one I have, guys. So spiritual activations. So this all ties into everything that I said, because the mind is the portal to the higher dimensions, right? So when we can tap into our mind and reprogram our beliefs and learn to rise above, so on and so forth, and access this higher consciousness and really live from that space, then this allows our spiritual journey to enter into our life, where we do have purpose, where we are making a difference, where we are clearing our karmic debt and our soul contracts, and you are helping and being of service, right? So that's really, to me, what a spiritual activation is. Like, a spiritual activation could be that you're choosing to get to know yourself more, or that you're choosing choosing to be of service, or that you're choosing to become more conscious of your actions and how they affect people, or you're choosing to focus on healing your anger or whatever, like this is what spirituality is to me. It doesn't have to be, having this tapestry and like having crystals and whatever else. Like that's nothing. That's just nice, and that's just the bells and whistles, and they are nice, beautiful tools, but it's about learning we don't need those tools. We don't need any tools. Like this is our tool. This is our tool. Like our soul, everything, right? That's our tool. And so if we can learn to not rely on these physical, amazing, very helpful, but if we can learn to connect our 0 point frequency, as I said last week, our heart center, and live in a place of neutrality and unconditionality and compassion, then that's a spiritual activation, right? So all these are all different types of spiritual activation. So it's like a lesson that you're learning could be a spiritual activation, right? So it's just like we're having all these spiritual activations, like an epiphany, right? Maybe an aha moment, something like that, right? And we're like, oh, wow, I understand that now. Wow, I understand that now. Wow, gain clarity, right? Over and over. So yeah, I have like opening and trust with the unknown, honoring your own mastery and your connection with the universe, God and soul, or God and source, source. So opening and trusting the unknown. So that's a really big part of not being attached to the outcome. So if we're not attached to the outcome, then we can build trust with the unknown. Because instead of thinking, oh, it's going to go bad because everything always goes bad and negative, you go, I trust that the universe is going to provide me with everything that I need, and I'm always in alignment with my highest path and my purpose. So if something isn't serving me, then I trust and I believe that the universe has taken that out of my path for the highest good of all, right? Like, can you imagine if you actually felt like that all the time when situations came up that triggered you or that pissed you off or that didn't go the way that you wanted, and you were just like, oh wow, okay, the universe must have something better for me. Can you imagine if you thought like that all the time, how good your life would be? Right? So this is the reprogramming, and this is the work. This is coming into yourself, rewiring your beliefs, also just getting the download now that the sexual energy is going to be activated, because this is also a spiritual activation. So I'm also hearing now, like, we're going to be very conscious and aware of who we're allowing into our space, and not just sexually, but definitely sexually, because it's a sacred connection. And so if we really want to honor and hone into that, it's our connection to source, it's our connection to our higher selves, it's our connection to life. Well, breath is too, right? But, like, our sexual energy is our life force energy. So if we can learn to tap in and circulate and flow that and keep it connected to source and connected to our body and keep us grounded and so on and so forth, then why are we not going to use it? Like, this is the holy grail, if you will. It's our sexual energy, and that's why it's been demonized, and that's why it's been shamed, and that's why there's been guilt, and that's why it's, pedophilia and all these different things, because that is one of our core wounds as humanity, is our sexuality, because we have so much shame and guilt and fear around it, when literally, guys, this is our magic. Like, our sexual energy is our creative energy. So let's tap back into that for a minute and like talk about our creative energy. So if you're depressed, then you are lacking creative energy or life force energy or sexual energy, right? And so in order to get that energy flowing again, you have to create the movement, right? You have to put the action behind it if you want to get that activated. So here, this is really nice because I have this this chakra wall, right? The chakra wall, whatever. Chakras on my wall is all I'm trying to say. And so you see that this is our chakra system. So we have the base, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. Crown is our connection to source, to God, to the universe, to our higher self. Our base is our connection to the earth. These bottom three chakras all connect us to the earth. This is our power center. This is our sensuality, and this is our sexuality. Now, hopefully I'm right there because I had a brain fart moment. But anyway, these three ground us into our physicality. So this is where most of our trauma is held, right? In our base, in our sexuality, in our safety, in our sacral, our sensuality, the womb space, where we first got to experience this physicality, you know? Like, and that's our creativity as well, right? So, and it also connects us to our cycles, especially as a woman, right? So, like, it's connecting us to our cycles. This here, the solar plexus, is all about our power. It's our power center. So it's also about, you know, our nourishment. So are we getting nourished? It's about how we digest life. It's about where we place our power, what controls us, what has control over us, or how do we try to control in order to gain that power, right? So those three there lock us into the third dimensional matrix of reality. And then we have our heart. That's the 0 point, because that's the point that connects us, connects the two together. It's that portal, that Vesica Pisces again. Like if we were to draw like a circle, I guess it would be like this, a circle here, and a circle up here, and then have that heart center, that heart in the center, right? And so that's the portal. That's the connection point between the two, right? And then we have our spiritual organs, our throat chakra, our communication, our third eye, which is our perception, the way we perceive reality. It's our like open mindedness, and we have our crown, which is our actual connection to source, to the divine. Yeah, and like just look deeper into the chakras, because I just gave you like a really, really quick, like random little get up on the chakras here, because I noticed that I had that and that was fun. But yeah, like dive more into it. What chakra are you drawn to? What color? And be like, I'm drawn to the yellow one. Normally I don't like yellow, but I'm really drawn to that. So why? What's going on? And then learn about all the ways that you've been giving your power away, or that you've been controlling or manipulating or lying in order to keep power, or whatever it is, and just get honest with yourself and see like, oh wow, I noticed this job really made my self-worth like really low. Like I felt like garbage. So, you know, just learning through the chakra system. So yeah, talk about a spiritual activation, right? So yeah, so I have time to apply your knowing and trust yourself, right? So that's what all this is about, is like trusting our intuition, getting in tune with our body, understanding the systems and the templates that create our reality, right? Trust in the highest path. And no more micro manifesting, I wrote. So no more micro manifesting. So what that means is like micromanaging, but micro manifesting. Like surrender, let go. Don't get attached to the outcome. Like that's what I'm gonna call like micromanaging for manifesting. It's gonna be micro manifesting. Yeah, so no more of that, because if you're attached to the outcome and you want the control, then you're not gonna get what it is that you really want, and you're just going to get lessons, right? So it's like no more of that. Surrender and allow the universe to support you. Dial into your relationship with the universe, you know? Like I've heard a lot of people, and even I've been in the situation where I'm giving the universe shit. I'm like, okay, come on, like what the hell more do you want me to do? Like, are you serious? Like just give me what I want already, you know? And then, you know, I have to learn my lessons, and then the universe always provides, you know? So it's really about reprogramming that belief as well, right? Like from lack to abundance, like thinking, like this always happens and it's like some shitty thing. Well, then now it's like, okay, tap in, like really, like what do you want? And then say that stuff when the good things happen. You go, oh my God, this always happens to me, right? Like it's so great. So that is really powerful, because our words are very powerful, and as are our thoughts, right? Oh yeah, and then I have a key recipe here for manifesting. Ask and detach from the how. What? Ask and detach from the how. And you keep practicing, and you keep practicing, and you keep practicing. So the problem could be that you're not asking, or maybe you are asking, but you're attached to the how, and you want to know how it's all going to go. So it's like ask and detach from the how. Oh yeah. Okay. So self-love and open to the divine. So as we have self-love for ourselves, as we're open to the divine, we're listening, we're connected, it elevates us above the mundane. So we don't get drained from having to do the dishes, from having to eat, from having to do this, from having to do our everyday daily tasks. When we give ourselves self-love and we open up to the divine to guide us, and to always support us, then this elevates us because we're in a flow state. We're connected to our heart, we're connected to our higher self, we're connected to our purpose, we're connected to our children, we're connected to our community, we're connected to everything around us, right? So because we do love ourselves enough to get to know ourselves and then provide for our own needs, right? So when you get to know yourself and love yourself and provide for yourself, then of course you're living in alignment because you're loving yourself, right? You're providing, you're caring, right? And that's really all that it's about is like, what are your needs? Ask for them to be met. Also provide for yourself, right? So I have take a break, relax, and creativity. Okay. Oh yeah. Also, my mom makes I'll do a little. Oh, is that the right way? Lip balm. Okay, citrus lip balm. Let me know if you want some. My mom makes it. Okay. Let's see what else. I think that's it. You know, like opening up to excitement and the unknown. It's okay to not see everything just yet. Again, being uncomfortable in the unknown, right? Like, it's okay if you don't understand it. It's okay if you don't see it, but just trust. I always used to say, like, well, Aurora has no fucking idea what's going on, but my higher self, she got me. You know, like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit here like this. And say, yeah, she got me. I trust her. You know, it's shitting my pants, but it's going to work out. Everything's going to work out. And having that belief, guess what? Everything always works out, right? So, you know, building that trust, understanding you don't have to visually see things to understand. Like, actually, the manifestation of the physical is the last and the most amount of energy to manifest. Energetically, things are happening all the time, right? And it's in the physical that it takes the longest to manifest. So don't worry about things not manifesting or not looking like you want them to. Again, let go of that. Let go of that. Trust what feels right. Trust your emotional guidance system, which is your intuition, which is your soul. Master the mind. Don't let the mind master you. You're having a complete belief purging and reframing. And then the personal paradigm shifts. So you'll experience personal paradigm shifts, which are your aha moments, which are the moments you choose to rise above, and you just feel the elevation that I'm talking about, right? So yeah, actually, I'm working on a 5-week one-on-one package, and I'm calling it a personal paradigm shifter. So you work with me for 5 weeks one-on-one. You get your 1 hour a week session, and then I give you different things to work through that we've talked about, like that chakra, right? Like, I would just allow for things to flow through so that we can work, so that I can provide you with knowledge, information, work, and different exercises and tools so that you can work through, so that you can open up your chakras, connect to the divine, ground in your physicality, and then experience the flow of the toroidal field, of that energy field, of your electromagnetic field, right? So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. So yeah, that's all the goodies that I have written down. Now I have some cards. I have the geometry activation cards here. Sacred geometry activation. And then I have the Lightworker Oracle. So these are like initiation cards. Activation, initiation, and then the Leumerian deck, Beyond Leumeria, because I just love this deck. And I just feel like we're entering more into the higher frequencies. And so, like, you know, I'm really going to start working a lot with the Leumerian and the Atlantean energy, or just like light energy, you know, because it's, and I just love, I have to show you guys this card. I just found this card the last time I played with this deck. Life force energy, guys. So this is what I was talking about, right? This is the feminine. This is the life that flows through you. This is the sexual energy, the creativity, right? Like, look at how gorgeous, 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 gorgeous it is. I could just sit here and stare at it all day, but I won't. Okay, so let's see. I think I'm going to actually, so clear the deck here, calling in our higher selves, angels, guides, source of 100% pure love and light, clearing the deck for us. And this is the Sacred Geometry Activation deck. So I'm just going to see what comes out of here, and then I'll do the my initiation one, the Lightworker Oracle, and then get into the Beyond Leumeria, and then I'll close off. But yeah, I hope that you guys have been enjoying this. Again, if you would like to leave a comment and just let me know how it resonates or what's going on in your world, and just connect, yeah, please don't hesitate. And yeah, let's see. Okay, wow. Honestly, like, this is like 4 or 5, but they all wanted to come. So, Divine Masculine and Fertility on the bottom. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, look at this, guys. This is cool. So we have the Divine Masculine on the bottom of the deck. We have Fertility that was poking out as well, right? So there's that feminine, fertile feminine, Divine Masculine here. So taking the action, the protection, the safety. It says the frequency of Divine Masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom, right? So that's that precision, that masculine. Like, that's like measure twice, cut once, you know? Like when you're doing woodworking and stuff, like that's that fatherly figure. Like, I'm teaching you how to do this job, and so here's my wisdom, right? Like, that's him. He's showing you the way. And then the fertility here is showing you the abundance, your fertile mind, right? And the creativity, and I'm hearing worry right now, right? So like a lot of us worry, and so we're wasting our energy and our fertile mind on, you know, like thinking about all the bad things that could go wrong, when we could be focusing on anchoring in these deeper knowings, right? Because fear is just false energies appearing real, right? For the most part, living in our day and age now, right? We're pretty good, you know, like, so yeah, like, we are fertile, and so it's, you know, it says here, the frequency of fertility invites us to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were being before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. That's that birthing, right? So that's what the fertility is representing, birthing. So there you go, the Divine Masculine and the birthing. And it's funny because birthing is the process of, so the action of, which is also representing the Divine Masculine, right? So interesting. Okay, ready? Now this is the big pile that I chose. So we have first heart chakra. The frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. 4 here too, guys, you see? So that 4 in numerology represents foundations, okay? So we're building a foundation starting with our heart center, flowing from our heart, right? Creating from our heart. Then we got the crown chakra, which is 7, okay? The frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flame of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light, right? We are the conduit. We are source incarnate in the physical. So we have the power to be creators, right? So we are creators. We can transmute. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transformed. We're just energy, right? So this is saying everything and anything that you're going through. I don't believe in chronic illness, so I believe that everything just, you know, we can heal everything. So this is where we open up to that divine belief and truth, because we totally have the capacity, right? So it's just about breaking the patterns. And also crown is very, very connected to the brain, right? Because that's our mind. So open up your mind, open up to being more creative, open up to your heart. And then we have here realization. So the frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. Okay, guys, realizations. Potent, I'm hearing potent realizations, you know, and 3 and 7, that's a 10, so that's completion. You know, you go from 0, 1 to 10, and then after 10, you go back to 0. You go back to 1, right? So that's the completion. So that's your phases are completing. And then compassion. So the frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth. And that's that heart. So I'd say 3 now are staying connected to the heart. Spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. Like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, so spot on. And 5 and 1 is 6. So 6 represents, whenever I see a 6, I think of, like, are you focused on the spiritual or are you focused on the material, right? Like 6 can represent the devil, which also can just represent the material world, like being too attached to the material world, right? So it doesn't have to be dark and this, that, whatever. That's the way I perceive it. Is like 6 is asking you, are you focused on the spiritual or are you focused on the physical, right? So boom, that was just beautiful. And then I'll just show you, we got magic, change, transition. Oh my God, I want to pull them all because we got miracle and then we got passion. All right, I gotta give Gaia her moment. Gaia, once we honor Gaia, we'll raise our consciousness, we'll create and manifest new life, which will emerge. Universal love, coherence, perception, Camden. Soul time, though. Look, soul time, Merkaba, which is our light body, activating our solar plexus, connecting to the earth, and this was the last one that I wanted. Belief, which was paired with, look at 111, boom. That's how I'm going to end it. 11 and 1, 111. Root chakra and belief, okay? So that's how we change our physical reality. It's through changing our beliefs, right? Okay, I get so excited. I just love cards. So, now we are reading from the Lightworker Oracle here. And, funny, I have Dark Night of the Soul right on the bottom. And that's really what this deck represents for me. These are very initiation cards. So, these ones kind of have, like, not like a darker energy, but just like a heavy, dense time in life energy, you know? Like, these came to me at a really dark time in my life, and they've helped me through a lot of initiations. So, I'm just clearing the deck here now as I'm shuffling, and I'm calling in your higher self, my higher self, all beings in 100% pure love and light that want to help us on this journey. We're also being connected straight to source, not through me. You don't connect to me, you connect straight to source. Breathe it into your heart. And what messages want to come through. I'm not going to ask for a lot from this deck. The other one I had a lot of fun with. Yeah. So 2 max here. Okay, that one wants to come. And this one, Second Ray of Wisdom. And this is card 2. So I was really, like, guided to mention duality and polarity here, right? So the second ray of wisdom. So as we come into the 3rd dimension, we are experiencing separation, duality, and polarity. So it's like here, it's like you're activating your higher chakras to receive divine messages, to anchor, to filter through your heart and anchor into your physical reality. This is where you need the healing, and this is where the wisdom will come, right? So we have access to this higher knowledge, this higher self, your soul, right? Your soul self source. And like, see how she's just open. I'm just seeing really open. And so that's kind of like, you know, through our turmoil, through our intense experiences, this is where our wisdom emerges. So really like honoring and trusting that. Nice. And then this one fell out. So divine talents, okay? So divine talents, right? And this is what you're really being guided right now is like, why have you gone through everything that you've gone through? Why are you the way that you are? Like, not everybody likes baking. Not everybody likes this. Not everybody likes what you like. So really like hone into understanding why you like what you like so that you can live in alignment with that, you know? So that's really the wisdom here, right? And seeing the wisdom, guys, seeing the wisdom that comes from your divine talents and realizing that and living in alignment with that aspect of you. Really embracing your highest potential. Love it. That was good. That was really good. Because that's exactly what we need. We need to really honor our divine talents right now, guys. Like, really tap in. Just clearing this deck here, calling in my higher self, your higher self, all beings of 100% pure love and light that want to help us on this reading. Awesome. Source energy. You connect to source, not through me. I love it. Okay. So this one wants to come through. Evolution and the sound of the universe. I love it. Okay, so evolution, right? I think that is, oh, crap. I was going to say, I think that's self-explanatory, but then I just got the massive download as I'm looking at this massive DNA strand that we are having massive DNA upgrades. I know I didn't mention it yet, but that's just what this card's reminding me to tell you guys about, is this massive DNA upgrade that we are experiencing, because this is where all these aha moments, like, these aha moments are soul moments. These are moments coming from your higher self, coming from the universe, coming from, like, basically all of our existence is just this massive mind. We're just in a mind, in a mind, in a mind, you know? And so, like, source is the ultimate mind, and we're fractions of that. And so it's like we're upgrading our connection. We have our hardware, we're just upgrading our software, but we're now at a point where we're actually also upgrading our hardware. And so have that awareness, because I would say our hardware is like our subconscious mind, which is like our default programming, right? And so it's like that, you know, doesn't really get upgraded that often, you know? So it's like you're really being asked, like, to upgrade that, because that's just the evolutionary path that we're on, and you agreed to come. So, you know, that's just the message that's coming through there. And then the sound of the universe, right? So this one I was like, am I going to read the book? But I think really, like, I close my eyes and I tap in and I just feel slow. I just feel like we're being asked to slow down and to listen. And being reminded that everything is frequency, right? Everything is vibration. Everything is just sound. So really have awareness of that, and really hone in this week on the mind chatter that's stopping you from connecting to these higher frequencies. It could be like, oh, I don't think I can because who am I, and I don't have any special gifts or whatever. If you say you're doubting yourself a lot, this is kind of like the push to keep strengthening that muscle. Like, you go to the gym to work out, you know, like, to strengthen your muscles. You don't just, like, magically connect to source one day, you know? Like, I mean, some people do, and, like, I'd rather put the effort in and do it how I did it, because it sounds super, super, super intense, how some people have connected to source. So, I mean, you definitely can connect to source instantaneously through, like, a lot of people will have, like, a near-death experience or some type of really deeply profound experience that connects them. So, I mean, you can, but I recommend taking it slow and really consciously evolving and choosing to integrate it as you go, so that you can be as pure as you are intended to be, right? So, I mean, of course, you just keep purifying and purifying and purifying and purifying and purifying, right? But, all right, cool. So the sound of the universe. So slow down and listen to the heartbeat of Gaia. All right, I think that's it. So, yeah. Wowza. Well, thank you guys for popping in. Again, like, comment below, because I really, really, really want to build my community here and get us all connecting and flowing. And maybe I was thinking, too, of doing, like, some full moon and new moon ceremonies and just connecting in and creating our tribe like that as well. Working on some workshop type ideas, a bunch of different things flowing. I can even start some Q&As, like, if you guys have any questions about some things, then I'm more than happy to answer them. So, yeah, I'm just excited. All this new stuff, all these new beginnings, clear the mind, clear the mind, clear the mind, clear the mind, connect to the heart, purify the vessel. Okay, mind, body, spirit connection, guys. We got this. We're doing amazing. Don't worry. You're doing amazing. It's never too late to start over. Every moment is a new moment, okay? So just breathe. Take a nap if you need, you know, like you're doing amazing. And just keep doing what you're doing. Keep getting to know yourself. Keep honoring yourself. Keep enjoying life. Keep doing what fills you up, okay? All right, I'm sending you guys so much love, and I'm so excited to connect more, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.